Back now to our top story: upheaval in the St. Louis suburb of Ferguson, Missouri, over the shooting death of a teenager by a police officer from Ferguson. Anger simply exploded into chaos and violence overnight, and just moments ago, one demonstrator pleaded for calm.
We are opposed to the looting, we are opposed to the theft, we are opposed to the violence. This is not the way to get the attention of your political officers. We have notified the FBI, we have notified the United States Attorney General's office. What we're asking you to do on today is peacefully demonstrate so that the people we are calling in can help you for the injustice of Michael Brown, a human being. Not Michael Brown, a black man, but Michael Brown, a human being.
Certainly a lot of moderate voices in the wake of violence and looting last night. I'm happy to be joined right now live by an alderman from St. Louis. Antonio French is out in front of the police department and also right at the scene of the now peaceful protests today. Alderman French, thank you very much for taking the time to be with me. I don't know if you have any additional information than the police chief or the mayor, who understandably are trying to separate themselves, if not for just the optics, from the investigation which has been taken over by the county. But do you know anything more about the incident that sparked all of this and led to the shooting of Michael Brown?
Well, what we know is that the account that was given by the Ferguson Police Department yesterday differs from the eyewitness reports. We have people who are on the scene who say that it played a little differently, and that the young man Michael Brown was killed almost execution style in the street. I don't know exactly what happened. The community doesn't know exactly what happened, but those people who think they do know what happened are very angry, and that's been palpable the last few days.
And Alderman, I'd just like to show you show our audience something you tweeted out. You've noticed there have been flyers being disseminated among the people who are marching behind you, and they are making demands. It's called the Committee for Justice, and they're demanding a number of things. It's tricky to read it, so we've actually pulled out that list of demands. They're asking for the officer who is involved with this to immediately be identified, because right now no one knows who this person is, or even the race of this officer, or even the gender for that matter. That they're asking the officer be fired and charged with murder. They're asking that the police protocol handbook be made public, and that the police department reflect the city's demographics. I know that you're an alderman from nearby St. Louis, but do you know the reflection of the demographics within the police department in Ferguson? It's 67% African American population in the city. What is the police department, though?
Yeah, what I understand is that they only have about 3 or 4 African American officers out here in Ferguson. That's the information that's been given out. But what's happening in Ferguson isn't different from a lot of municipalities out here in St. Louis County. Small municipalities that have large African American population and very few black police officers. And what happens is there's such a disconnect between the community and the police that tensions have been rising for years and years. It's not exclusive to Ferguson. It's actually across the greater St. Louis region and in municipalities all over America, really. A connection between the African American community and the people that police it.
And to that end, the guest that just preceded you was the mayor, James Knowles of Ferguson, and he said that very thing, that this is not just a problem in Ferguson. So to that end, your city, St. Louis, is it the same? Are you facing the same possibilities? Are you facing the potential for people marching in your streets in the days to come?
Well, what I can say is we have the same tensions. There's the same tension between African American, especially young African American men, and the people who police their areas and their neighborhoods. This has been building for a long time, and I think this situation with the young Mr. Brown is what just caused it to boil over. A lot of us out here are trying to calm things down, especially get a hold of the young guys and let them know that there's a better way to voice their anger. You know, there is a lot of anger, and some of it is very justified.
Are you concerned at all that this community, and maybe by extension your city nearby St. Louis, may start to fall into the same category and the same circumstance that Sanford, Florida did as well after the shooting of Trayvon Martin?
Well, I hope that's not the case. I mean, I think we all should be concerned in the St. Louis region about what's happening and this the anger that's bubbling up in the young African American community. I think we need to do a better job of including them in our whole community. A lot of people, the mayor was right, a lot of people from outside of Ferguson have come here because they share the anger and the frustration. And so hopefully this can be a starting point for a conversation that lasts a long time and we can rebuild in a better way.
And now I'm sure you're aware as well, sir, that the FBI is involved with this and that the Federal Department of Justice has representatives looking into the circumstances surrounding this shooting. Is that any surprise to you, and do you expect that there might be something additional that is added to the potential for charges, to the potential for more violence and dissatisfaction in this community?
I think it's a good thing that the U.S. Department of Justice is looking into this matter. There is such little trust between the community and the local Ferguson police and even the St. Louis County Police Department that it's really going to take an independent outside agency to come in and restore that trust. I think a lot of what happened last night was because at the press conference earlier that day, people were not given any hope that justice would be served. It seemed that it would be business as usual, and that just caused people to become even more angry.
Alderman French, thank you so much. I just want to update our viewers. I do appreciate your time and your insight, and I hope the best as you get through this day, that it stays peaceful and that tonight doesn't turn into another night of looting and violence.